You work for some of the greatest companies in the world.
A die-hard sports guy. I have actually worked and lived in 4 different countries.
You still seem to have that energy when you. Hello, Sachit.
Hi, Joey. How are you?
Good, Sachit. Lovely to have you on the channel, Kahani's Golden Bites. It's a pleasure to have you on the call. Some pleasant moments we're going to have today.
Actually, I would like to thank you for inviting me. Number one, I'm really honored and to be part of your channel.
Lovely, Sachit. Thank you so much for your time once again. For the benefit of our viewers, I would just like them to have a little bit of your background. You've been in the corporate sector for a long time, and can you just tell very briefly what you've done in that space for the benefit of our viewers?
Yeah, sure. I've been a very average student throughout my life. I have to give this background, very important. Absolutely average student. I've been a die-hard sports guy. Even if I get 55% marks in my parents are thrilled. This guy's, he's doing something at least. And a person like me with that kind of background, but I was a very hard-working kid. Normally people would take something to understand 15 minutes. I would take maybe 2 hours, but I would spend those 2 hours. And I managed to do my chartered accountancy with 8 or 9%. I managed to do CPA. I have actually worked and lived in 4 different countries. I lived in Canada for 7 years.
Amazing.
I have lived in South Africa for 7 years. I have lived in US for 5-6 years. I worked with some great brands, Coca-Cola, Kellogg, Genpact, some banking and all that. And when I look back, a person like me, such an average student, and I knew there was, people around me, brilliant, great, nerdy people. One failure, they knock out. I slogged. And, God has been kind. It's just hard work. That is it. I've not been a top CEO anywhere, but I've had great jobs, which I enjoyed. Plus great experience, travel all over the world, and be part of some very, critical projects for the corporation.
Sachit, you're being very humble when you say a lot of these things, but I'll just, take one thing at a time. You've said so much, it'll take me some time to absorb all of that. You work for some of the greatest companies in the world. You're just saying it in passing. Kellogg's, Genpact, Coca-Cola. You've been in so many countries, and these are the most, fast-moving countries, fast-growing countries. So, and what that really means is they require and look for extraordinary talent. So, having said that, I can just tell that you've had some great corporate experience across the world, growing companies, very exciting times, and you still seem to have that energy in you, Sachit.
You know what? I think it's all about sports.
It's all about sports.
It's all about sports.
All about sports.
All sports gives you energy. I think the few thing what I see is, I remember we were going in a meeting, so one of the very senior guys, a lot of the young generation was asking, when is my next promotion? When is my next promotion? When do I need to do that? When do I need to do that? All that kind of stuff. And he said, same thing. Guys, do something else in your life. You're not going to get more than 5 or 6 promotions in life. You need to focus on other things of life. If you look today, what is actually happening? What is happening is your careers are shrinking. Opportunities are galore. And the point, it puts so much of stress on you. But the point is, when I am playing my tennis, table tennis, golf, whatever I'm playing, at that time, at that moment, I'm thinking of a great shot. I'm not thinking about my jobs and all that. And the point is, it just gives you a well-rounded personality. Today, people don't want nerdies. When we're doing hiring and all that, everyone said, hey, IIT, MBA, blah, blah, blah. Tell me what else you do. Do you do something else? Do you play? Deals have been struck on golf courses, or deals have been struck. When you're dealing with some of these top Americans, Canadians, South Africans, it's the trust, the relationship, the knowledge. Okay, that will happen. Don't worry. If you don't have it, you're not going to start only. But can I trust you? Can I have a relationship with you? That doesn't happen. And the point is just one incident what happened. I was in South Africa and we were a team with one of the insurance corporates. So great project going on. So let's get you guys for dinner and all that. So we're on 10, 15 of us. And one of the guys, brilliant guy, absolutely brilliant. IIT, IIM Ahmedabad. Can't get better than that. And all this guy could talk was insurance claims. And here in the group of people, they're talking of biking, golfing, paragliding, reading, guitar, you name everything. And this guy, I mean, okay, fine, that's okay. What else? And the point is, sports gives you that edge. To me, I've been a sportsman throughout my life, and my whole life has been fulcrum sports. At that point in time, it really wasn't that important. Today, so you are bright. I mean, to get into a simple college, you need only 97, 98%. So if you're a 90%, you are actually hitting nowhere. In my time, 60% was, oh, holy shit, this is a brilliant guy. So not doesn't mean much. But sports is the thing, and it gives you well-rounded personality. I mean, today, if I see the way if I was to characterize kind of myself, the personality, the character is built by sports. You lose one match, you're not going to sit at home. You're going to start working again. You're going to work hard. It teaches you life skills. You know, I have to plan. If I have a match somewhere, I'm going to think, oh, this guy's got an excellent forehand. This guy got a weak backhand. I need to hit there. Now I've got a weak backhand. I need to plan that. So it's teaching me all that thing. So today, I mean, the whole life has changed today. You know, everyone wants, hey, round, because you're going to be a business guy. You're heading out in corporate. You're going to make deals. You're going to form relationships. Relationships are not formed just in that cubicle 5 feet by 5 feet. It's formed by your character. And those are the things I think which sports helps. I think it gives you a lot of that kind of the third dimension, which is much beyond the typical careers, jobs.
So, Sachit, did you start playing in school? From what I understand, you played a lot of sports during school days. So, what sport did you play during your school days? I'm taking you back in time, Sachit.
No, I love to get back. No doubt. So we had three brothers. My elder, I was did my schooling from Xavier's, and my elder brother was into table tennis, part of the school team. And then I got into table tennis, and my younger brother got into table tennis, very young age, and played for nationals, played for Delhi State,
So,
and
you've played for Delhi
and
State.
then this. Yeah,
Sorry, Sachit, you've played for Delhi State table tennis. Did I hear right?
yeah, I played for Delhi. Yeah, I played for Delhi State. I played for school. And once I think I was the captain, so three or four of us and all that we used to play that. And then later on, obviously, I got into Hindu college, which was again through sports, through my table tennis. I still enjoy number one, and it has helped me throughout my schooling. It was just, I remember, a teacher would say, okay, fine. So I know you're not attending classes. You got a match here. You're going playing this zonal matches, this matches, that matches, and I enjoyed the journey. So you know what? So it's been an absolutely great kind of life journey over there.
So, Sachit, you've played table tennis for Delhi, and you're a chartered accountant, and you're a CPA, from the US. So this is top level. This is top level, and you were in Hindu. So you have on one side excelling in sports, and on the other side, you passed and have a qualification like a CA from India, which is so tough to get. The passing percentage is minuscule. So you've done exceptional work, and you've done both. So what's your, if I may just use, what's your advice to some of the young parents who would be having kids? The focus seems to be, from the little that I've read, is a lot more on studies than anything else. And though you've alluded to some of that, what would be some of your advice to some young parents, Sachit, as you're bringing up their young ones?
Jyoti, my take is, I think the duty as a father, you should expose your child to a lot of activities, firstly. But an objective is to figure out what is he excelling in. But if you see, then you see, okay, fine, my child is interested in this thing. Then you should encourage that thing. Tomorrow, let us say, if you're not a bright kid, you might be hardworking, but I mean, today the definition of brightness or sharp has changed. I mean, 99, the cutoff is 98, so I might say with 90% you are not a bright kid, yeah, because you couldn't get anywhere. So the question is now, with these kind of kids, there might be other opportunities. There are a lot of people with sporting background. There's so many activities today, but do what your passion is. Give that opportunity. But passion doesn't come right now. One fine morning, I like playing the table tennis. Okay, fine, here's the passion. It doesn't come. You work hard, you start enjoying. Some people will drop you, that's okay. But give that opportunity to the child, expose the child, see about that, and then see, then what? And ample opportunities today, ample opportunities. Also, if the child is too bright, I think they're becoming too protective also. When I see a lot of my parents, no, the kid gonna practice so much, it's so hard, it's running, it's doing that. Then you kind of pampering your children to such an extent that basically saying you stay in air-conditioned rooms and keep looking at the iPad and apps and all that. That's all. You're gonna run, you're gonna fall, you're gonna get hurt, that's okay. That's fine. But I think some parents do, but generally people are doing it for ticking the box, number one, and number two, pampering the kids too much.
Thanks so much, Sachit, for that. And Sachit, what would you like to tell some of the students who probably did a lot of playing, and somewhere down the line they felt that they should have concentrated on studies? That could be one thought that crosses their mind. The other could be that I'm not that bright because I'm good at sports. There are some people, some of them who think that because I'm good at sports, hence I may not be academically bright. What would be your little advice to them, or your opinion on that point, Sachit, to those who've played a lot but haven't, until now concentrated on academics or anything else? What would be your take on that, Sachit?
So, one thing what I've seen is actually, I mean, generally you always think, okay, fine, I'm a 55, 60, 70, 80% of one of these guys get. But in real life, does it matter? I don't think so. When you look back at that moment of time, doesn't matter, does not matter. What matters is I think it's the fear. You overcome your fear. When you play, I'm gonna lose one, I'm gonna win two. Sometimes I play great and I lose. Sometimes I play lousy, I win. What do you enjoy? So the point is, firstly, today, I think it has just taught me to play outside my comfort zone. So what? I might be playing a player who's much better than me, does not matter. But I played well, I lost. But it just gives you a thing. So what? I played well. To me, result is not the disappointment. It's the effort which is the disappointment. You might win. The point, did I enjoy winning even if I played lousy? No, I did not. Did I enjoy losing but played really well? I enjoyed that. Okay, fine. If I lost to this guy today, tomorrow I'm going to beat him. No problems. So the point is the fear. I mean, what I see brilliant kids. One setback, quit. One setback, quit. Now, what happens is you come with expectations. Oh, I'm already 99.95. I cannot go into a zone where I might become 80%. I cannot take up this role because this is not meant for me, and the chances of failing is too much. So that is what teaches you. You don't know how life is gonna change. You take one step at a time, but there are certain life skills. If you have developed those life skills, in any situation you just don't know. I have seen people with great backgrounds, just undergrad here and there, and they are corporate CEOs because their skills are so good. They can comprehend a situation. The skill needed in corporate is a lot different. But it's the life skills important. You develop on that, and you will be amazed where life can take you. I mean, I'll give you a small example. So I come back from Canada. So I was in back home. It was a 1.5 year stint. So I was managing one of the large operations. Got an opportunity. They were setting up business in South Africa. And this is something you've been abroad for a couple of years. So would you be interested? Now, it's just the way you look at things. I mean, I'm just telling you relative how opportunities come. I had two options. Oh man, I'm in India. I have a large operation. I have a family here. Why take this option? Go to South Africa. Why? I mean, I could do this, blah, blah, blah. The galore opportunity. If this doesn't work, I will not do this, everything. I thought a very simple thing. See, you know what? South Africa, new country. I'm going to be heading the consulting or whatever I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be starting the business from zero. And I'm going to learn a lot more things. I don't know anyone in the country. And what is there for me to lose? Nothing. I'm just a average student. I'm not brilliant. I'm coming home, man. So with that mindset, I said, how does it matter? If I fail, okay, I'll come back. Might not get a job for some time. Okay, how does it matter? How in a scheme of 30, 40 years, how will it matter? But regret later, oh, I could have been there. This could have happened. So I said, forget it. So he said, okay, let me know when you want to. You want to speak to your wife and all that. I think it took me maybe 30 minutes while I was driving back home. I told my wife, so I'm heading for South Africa. He said, okay, when do you plan to come back? I said, no, it's going to be a long journey. High crime, we'll see. Let's take a chance. What is there to lose? But the point is, my mindset is always, hey, yeah, I'm an average guy. If an average guy can do a charter accountancy, do CPA, do all this, I'm getting an opportunity to do South Africa. Man, great. Okay, fine, took it. 5, 6, 7 years. Then I get a call. Sajid, would you like to move to US? Great, let's do it. What's harm? But the point is, when you look back in a thing, this is what it is. Always in a comfort zone. You will not, because you'll think, because, okay, fine. Because a lot of people are thinking, if I go to a new country, my promotion will get delayed. Because I'm already here, I'm going to start again from scratch. And I was talking to someone, promotion? In your entire life, you're going to have 6 or 7 promotions, which is from an analyst to manager to senior manager to vice president to president. That's it. Those 5 promotions, 7 promotions, is 2 days of happiness on each promotion, 15 days of life. I'm talking 35 years. Who the hell remembers? But then experience. When I look back at this, oh man. And now people say, man, you've done so much. You take your chances. And every, what I've noticed is any door which is closed, the new door which has opened, which God has opened for me, has been a bigger door, always. And then the situation comes, oh man, he's been to South Africa, he's been to this, any assignment, oh, send this guy, man, he's done this also, he's done there also. Today, the skills is no one is asking me, okay, what did you debit or credit and all that. No one's asking that. It is, can you manage a business and can I trust you? And are you ready to take that risk? Simple. And leave few things to, future. You can't do everything, but enjoy the journey. It's not promotion or VP tag or this and that. Forget it. No one's going to remember you all, whether you in your 12th standard, you got 99% and all that. And you might be ending up doing nothing because you are so damn scared of taking a plunge anywhere. So, that's what I think is important in life. And give life a chance. Give life a chance. Nothing, I think the life actually starts when you're out of comfort zone. Comfort zone, everyone can do it. Don't have to worry. But you didn't even test your potential. If you test your potential, life is a journey. It's not just one event. I reached here, I reached there. Don't worry about that.
So, Sachit, you've been a sportsman. You've had a very good corporate life across different countries. Did you ever think that sports is going to help you, and did you plan it out? It's going to, do this in my career. What was your thinking when you were playing and at different stages? What was going through your mind?
Actually, I never thought about whether sports going to become my career. Obviously, you joined initially to table tennis. There was a time in my life when I was thinking of becoming a professional. If you play a very good game, you think of you become professional. This is a very different mind. So I said, okay, fine, continue. Then obviously the corporate jobs happened. I enjoyed. So I think the difference is among what I see a lot of my colleagues and a lot of people, they play sports to a certain age. And then it is as you progress in your jobs and all that, then the discussion thing is, I used to do this. I don't like it. History, not interested. Forget it. You used to, I want to know what you're doing now. Future, forget it. I'm gonna start 5 years down the road. You don't even know whether you're gonna be alive 5 years down the road. History is done. What are you doing now? And people have ample exist not to do. Oh, I'm busy with my kids, I'm doing this, something. Forget it. But I played. I picked up tennis. Then I picked up golf. Golf I've been playing for the past 10 years now. And so I started very simple because my customers, American customers, all were asking, you play golf? And so they're asking, so now it's a part of the job. So, though I know our family and no one will like it, don't tell me this crap that you play golf because of the job. So, no, my customers want, so I have to play golf. And typically when I started, it was like passion. No, passion doesn't come. People believe, you need passion, no passion. No, passion doesn't come like that. I used to practice, go religiously, keep playing. I'm playing alone. I'm playing in the month of June. Whenever time I would get, I would practice. And it's a game which takes long. It doesn't come that easily. But I continue. Just continue. Don't matter. You're not feeling well? No problem. Continue with it. You just don't quit. Did that. After 2, 3 years, I got addicted. Then it was eating, drinking, breathing, golf. But and it was never something that you know what, it's gonna become my career. No, never like that. But time came. I continued my tennis, table tennis. If I get some chance, fine. Or and golf. So the point is, this is, and I'm very sure, as I don't know, as opportunity will come, we'll figure that piece out. But never thought. But if I look back, and golf has been a very strong thing. I mean, all their deals and everything with customers. I mean, the first thing in the meeting, they would ask you, okay, so Sajid, so where are you playing this Saturday? So we're playing on this day, perfectly fine. And here are the group of people, nerdies and other people, and we'll talk to you later on. Let's go and play golf, man, forget it. So, never thought like that, but that's how it turned out. And I have a group, I golf all over the world. Every year I go. I mean, I went to Portugal 1 year. Then I went back to South Africa again with a group of friends to golfing. So I want to golf all over the world and change your life. But I never thought that, hey, this could happen. And I'm thinking, man, an average student, he is traveling all over the world, golfing, corporate, this, flying every weekend. So, as destiny has it, but you got to have faith in the destiny. You cannot say, oh, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to become. Don't worry about that. Life will take its own course.
Excellent, Sachit. Sachit, this was such a lovely conversation. I would love to have just carried on with this conversation.
Thanks a lot, Jovi. I think I enjoyed. Pleasure being on your channel, and I wish you best of luck for your channel.